Yo,
Ta-da.
let's see. Before I really go into the liveness. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles. We back at it with Love Sessions. Oh shoot, I'm saying Love Sessions. This is actually Love Amplified. Today we got a cool show for you. We got a cool conversation ahead of us, and I'm just excited to be able to be here on this Sunday, and I'm appreciating everybody that tuned in. I went to see Spider-Man yesterday. Shout out to JB Smooth, and happy anniversary to JB Smooth. Dope comedian, dope actor, and he actually was a part of Spider-Man. Shout out to him being part of the Marvel Universe. But I love the Spider-Man story because it's always about the underdog, and it's about people that are not necessarily the it's not always the he's not the top Avenger, but he also he makes sure that he gets the job done. So I love the Spider-Man story. Let's get into some Love Session drops. We got to get some new drops for the Love Amplified. But
what up, it's King Marie.
Hey, what's going on? It's White Day.
Hi, my name is Raymond Biddy.
What's up? This is Shell Bailey.
Yo, peace. This is Ice Life.
I just have my Love Sessions.
I came down here from the Bay and came to Love Sessions. I had so much fun.
It was amazing. Tune in every Monday.
10 to midnight.
Be there, player.
Y'all keep it going, alright? Peace.
Alright, so let me describe this show. Love Amplified. We plan to intensify the conversation of love. We kind of have this show called Love Sessions, and during these sessions, we would always have these dope conversations. But now it's about to we're here to increase the intensity, which is like for the amp, and then we want to dive deeper and into having these dialogues. So today, straight out of H-Town, we got a dope guest in the house, and I'm used to having Akila Trinae here, and she would just do this dope bomb intro. But today I want to say, could you go ahead and tell the people what's up, like who you are, where you came out from, and what you up to out here in LA.
What's up, guys? This is Avangelin.
Take two.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to set up
live.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm still trying to set up.
All right,
live.
she's getting her live going.
I'm trying to get the live together for the
gram. Is it Facebook gram? Is it connected?
Yeah, I finally got it connected.
Oh, Wi-Fi?
As you started speaking.
Oh, yes. That's lit. The Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is going. So yeah, we we like I said, I went and had a dope weekend with my family, kind of kicked back. The kids got to see Spider-Man, and we had 4th of July. I don't know. It was a dope I barbecued some salmon. I didn't necessarily throw down too crazy on the grill.
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
I've been eating nothing but salmon.
All right, so you ready?
Ready. I'm ready to go now.
All right, take 2. Here we go.
Okay. So what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Avangelin Marie, and I'm over here in LA at the Good News radio station. And yeah, so I'm from Texas.
Houston.
Houston in the house. Originally, I'm from Corpus Christi. But I live in Houston, and I actually grew up in Dallas, so I always just tell people Texas just in general.
Okay, I got you.
I am Texas.
All right. I like the sound of Houston, though. I don't know, because maybe we know it better or something.
I think so. I think that's what it is. Everybody wants to say H-Town, put it down, because we do in H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town.
Yeah. But then, I wouldn't be representing for the rest of the state. It's a big state. We got a lot going on over there. So I have to make sure I keep everybody intertwined together.
And is it true when they say, like, everything's bigger in Texas?
I definitely think so. Everything is definitely bigger in Texas. I feel I come to LA and the girls are a little bit more petite, a little bit more smaller. I feel like we eat good over there. We're a lot thicker. You know,
So
we
everything, huh?
we throw big ass ram. Oh, we throw big
No,
ram.
you can go, hey, live
Oh.
your best life. You can say, say
I
whatever
don't
you
know if I
want.
could cuss.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
I
all
don't know
right.
if I could cuss on the station.
No, go ahead.
So we throw big rams on cars. Let's see what else. Yeah, everything.
You swinging.
Swinging and banging all in my.
You be out there. You ever done that? Like out there swinging and with people?
I don't think I would be who I am if I didn't.
Yeah, no, I see you part of the car culture, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
is that
I
like-
actually got to meet a lot of really dope people in the car industry, entertainment, doing car shows, and I've been blessed to be able to be a part of that. So yeah, for
That's
sure,
dope.
for
That's
sure.
dope. And so what brings you out to this way to this weekend? I think, did I ask you that? I don't know.
I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
I think
Okay.
you did.
And you told me, you told me you was hanging out. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean,
yeah, and
I-
working and
I
doing,
call it networking. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I like to just kind of go where I need to go, get shoots done out the way, video shoots, whatever kind of comes my way. In this case, I just had the single come out, so now we're here promoting the single.
That's dope.
but
And the single's called
Wait.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. And
Yeah.
why do they have to wait? What's the long? What are they waiting for?
I think that this podcast would be the great thing under Love Amplified, because Wait was presented to me because my image. Okay, so my image is kind of like, I'm very sexy. I do a lot of pictures that are just kind of provocative, and people get the wrong idea and think that if a woman is sexy or if a woman looks a certain way, she's automatically a hoe and she sleeps with everybody, and that's just what she does.
So they don't have to wait because they see your pictures on the gram. And
Well,
that's
that's what they think.
That's what I'm saying. People think
That's
that,
what they
right?
think.
Yeah.
And the way that my mind works is, if you care about somebody enough, and maybe I'm living in the wrong generation, but if you care about somebody enough, you're going to wait. So it's going to be on my time when I want to, if I'm feeling you, and you're going to have to just wait, because even though I can make you feel a certain type of way and be great to you and be good to you, you're still going to have to wait, because and for me personally, I like to have a connection with somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more personal that way, and it's a lot better in between two people when you have a connection with them. But that's just me.
So when
To each
does
his own.
when does the with the wait thing? When does the timer exactly start?
The timer,
Yeah, for the wait.
whenever you become friends with somebody, right?
I'm just wondering. and then
I would assume when you start a friendship with somebody,
There's a
you're
wait-
in
there's a
the
wait.
waiting zone, right?
So does the wait start with a DM? Does the wait?
I
when does the
mean,
wait? When does the
Me
wait-
personally, I like to meet people
person?
in person. Yeah. I mean,
so when you
people
meet in
slide
person, that's when the wait starts.
people slide in my DMs all the time. And
That's what I'm saying.
They
but
don't
there's
really.
a-
They
that's
don't
not
really
part
get,
of the wait.
They don't really get a chance like that.
They're
no.
still in the queue. They still kind of in the queue.
They're in the archives.
Yeah, in the archives. So they still waiting. They waiting to be in the waiting line.
They're waiting to wait.
So, no, hey, that's I'm just trying, because I know people probably want to know. They're like, hey, I've been waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been in the DM.
Yeah, and I have people that I've known for years, and it's hard when you're a female. It's so hard because it seems like that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to.
Don't pay attention to that. Sorry. I'm trying to get some background music going.
Don't pay attention to that.
Yeah. And what so with that being said, now in all seriousness, I do understand what you're saying. So hold on, gotta get my volumes right. All right, here we go. It's a little better.
Gotta set the mood.
All right. So with this, so what inspired you to have this track? Like, wait, you know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, I get it, and like I said, it's dope because people need to hear that. It's empowering to women to let them know, like, hey, I'm in the driver's seat. But what is it that inspired? Do you have like personal experiences or like something that you feel like could have been better, but it because it was trying to move too fast, it kind of messed it up?
I think a lot of the times, and especially now, because social media and everything else, there's everything is so quick now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't take the time to really like get to know each other and understand one another. And it's just like, okay, let me get to this. But there's no value in it because you don't have that relationship or that bond with each other. So then it just becomes something that's just like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then it's done. And then it's like, okay, on to the next, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's cool for some people, but I would imagine it would be lonely. I mean, doesn't everybody want love?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
isn't that supposed to be the ultimate goal?
We all need love, right? I guess.
We all need love, man.
Big girls need love too. So, all right, when you want to, so say for instance, you want to have like a hot girl summer or a hot boy summer. That's what everybody's on right now.
A hot girl shit.
Yeah, the hot girl shit. So is waiting a part of that? You know, is that because people turning up?
I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been still having a hot girl summer, and I'm fine with not being with every single person who's trying to wait in line. So I'm still living my best life.
Yeah, okay. So it's still a hot girl summer. All right.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. I just be seeing it on Instagram. I'm saying everybody say they trying to have a hot girl, a hot boy summer. But you know,
you're out there doing the flyest things. You're making a statement, and that's what we're doing. We're making a statement.
So it is a hot, yeah.
And
tell me this: what, like, all right, recently, something that's been online is this cucumber challenge. You know what I'm
my god!
Yeah, it's been everywhere. People chiming in.
Shout out B King, because honestly,
Who's that?
B King is a Houston artist, and
really?
he's the one that's, I feel like, is the originator of the cucumbers. This guy, look him up. He's really dope. He's a really good guy. So he was going to the grocery stores and taking these cucumbers to his shows, and he makes like ratchet music. Yeah. So the girls are like doing the cucumber challenge.
I'll look this up.
Already before that. It's a lot. You don't want to get to it. It's a lot to look into.
Dive into the matrix of that.
When you get to it,
I'll trust you. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
wild.
this is his. So he was doing this at his shows.
He was doing this way before the cucumber challenge was even a challenge.
Because it basically went viral recently. At a girl in her car turning up on a
girls
cucumber.
were doing the cucumber thing way before that.
Yeah.
Shout out to B King.
And what? So with that viral video going viral, dudes liking the. I think like YF and Lucci got into it with his girl because he like did a smiley face under one of the challenges or something. And it's been, and then Amber Rose has kind of chimed in. I don't know if you've been following this whole thing. It's just been all over the shade room.
She's pregnant, isn't she?
Yeah, so she just chimed in as far
like
as
it's okay.
Yeah, like, hey,
that's okay.
Yeah, because when people are doing it now, people are getting shamed for doing it and things like that.
Well, this has been an ongoing thing because even before all of this, I was like modeling, and girls are taking pictures with like bananas in their mouth or like something that's sexual and sensual. I'm not against it. I'm just not going to do it because I have kids, and it's just a little bit different for me. But for other people, to each his own. Make sure you wash your cucumbers. Keep them nice and protected if you're putting them in your mouth.
Do you eat it afterwards? It is still
I like
a good
my
cucumber.
Cucumbers chopped up with some lemon and some chili powder.
Yeah, that actually sounds real good.
Yeah, it's really good actually.
You had that out here or do they have that in Houston? In
I've
Texas,
never seen them here in LA.
They got the stands, right?
Oh yeah, like
the dudes in the cart. And they
in
put
Texas
the fruit
we
in
call them like baleteras or the elote man.
The elote man?
Elote man.
Yeah. I think we got them out here too.
I've seen
with
some
mangoes and like.
But there's like carts.
Yeah,
here.
the carts. Yeah. So what they got? That's how they do it out there.
There's actual restaurants that you could facilities you can go to. It's a whole thing.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Yes. Or you could go to like markets and they have setups there where you can go and get your cucumbers chopped and seasoned.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, but you won't catch me doing it.
Yeah,
no cucumber challenge for me.
Yeah, I think it's it's probably one of those things that it's just a phase, but I just think it's just one of those things.
Have you seen the bottle cap challenge?
That's tight. Yeah,
Sway Lee did the whole.
I missed his
ninja thing. Oh man, and Nick and Dan.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Nick did the belly with his belly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I died.
Nah,
I died.
I wish. Yeah. So the challenge is, I wish I could do the. I gotta find some way to do it like creatively, but it seems like everybody's doing like the creative stuff.
Yeah.
The flips. I've been seeing people do flips. I've been people doing blindfolds.
I need to hashtag and look it up and see what all other things, because I kind of just scroll down my timeline real quick and see what's going on, and then I'm out.
Yeah. And so with people liking stuff like that, what I was gonna say is, so if you dating a dude and he likes certain pictures that are like promiscuous or cucumber challenges on Instagram,
I stopped tripping off of I stopped tripping off of likes and off of comments or people saying stuff, even messages, because I was engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like seeing certain
When,
stuff.
How recently?
We've been separated since December of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2018. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was still a part of the relationship, but he was already doing his own thing.
Yeah.
I'm playing. Yeah. So I never really tripped off of stuff like that. I wouldn't trip off of anything like that for sure.
Like you saying, if you're in a serious relationship, like people leaving comments
and stuff like that, no, because it's just social media. I don't care, because I know, like, it's a part of what I do and a part of my job. So it's just like, to me, it's just a lot of it is like fabricated or unreal or whatever, you comment or whatever, just to get the algorithm up. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other things that go on. Like, I'm also not an insecure person, so I really don't care about stuff like that.
No, that's important, because
but not everybody could be like me though.
Yeah, not everybody's gonna be. Shout out to Shada. I am Shada. She out here turn up. But everybody relationship is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody connection is different. Everybody trust level is different.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes those comments, because the thing is, even though it's virtual, even though it's online, it's Instagram, whatever, it's still actually real people connecting to each other.
Right.
So that could hinder,
crazy?
you know what I'm saying?
You could just connect to anybody in the whole world.
Yeah.
Instantly,
straight to the phone. So it's an interesting dynamic with this day and age, and how the aspect of like virtual, like, hey, this is just this fantasy world, versus like, especially depending on who you are, as like the person that you're dating, they could actually those messages could end up being like real things. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I'm more understanding because in the world that I live in, because everybody's life is different, everybody has different things that are going on. I'm a fantasy to a lot of people, and it's like they have their own perception of me before they meet me, if they ever get to meet me, and then when they do meet me, it's like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be like that.
Yeah.
So
and what's their most common thing they say, like, as far as
a lot of people think that that I'm taller, but I'm really not. I'm like 5'2".
Oh, really?
A lot of people think that I'm taller, and a lot of people have the impression.
I didn't know you were 5'2". You didn't tell me that.
A lot of people think that I'm like bitchy or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or that I'm gonna be stuck up, or just like super conceited, not
approachable.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm actually the complete opposite.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah.
That's important. And you ever feel like you gonna make your way out to LA, out this way?
I actually was thinking about it, just on account of, because now it's like I'm leveling
like
up,
expanding.
Yeah,
I'm expanding to the music and
yes,
different things of that nature.
Yes, and like I told you earlier, there's so many more things going on. So I definitely think that it's time, because you can't just stay in one spot and expect to get different outcomes and different results doing the same exact things over and over again.
Yeah, they say that's a definition of insanity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to get you on my... Can you see yourself?
Yeah, I can. Hi.
Say what up. I'm pointing my live that way. They probably better look at you than me anyway.
It's up. It's up. A little bit down. Yeah. I'm kind of short, remember?
Is it adjusted?
Now you can see my 5 head. There we go.
All right.
We good. Hi, guys.
That's lit. All right. So what else is going on in your world? Let's see. Houston Rockets. I'm a Warrior fan, so I just want to say.
I'm always support the Houston
She gave me a
team.
side eye right there.
Isn't soccer going on right now?
Oh, yeah, perfect. The ladies. Shout out to the ladies. They won the U.S. They won the gold. The U.S. women. Shout out to the U.S. women. And I pray that they get their money, because right now,
yes,
dudes
women, let's get our money.
They are. They are highly underpaid. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And,
say it again.
Yeah.
Say it louder for the in the
I'm
back.
trying to think who got the golden boot. I think it was I forget. I'm trying to look up her name. But yeah, anyways, the Women's World Cup was actually dope. Like the women, they're actually really dominant. It's my boy Detroit. So Detroit just pulled in. Yeah, but the ladies, they did their thing, and they won the world. What is it? The World Cup, and like it's one of the ladies on the team. I'm trying to remember. Is it Megan? Megan,
don't let me lie to you. I don't do sports.
Anyway, she got the golden boot, but she's the one. She's like the only person in international sports to kneel with Kaepernick.
Oh.
So she's like kneeling, and she's taking a stand for like what's going on as far as like just different inequalities, and probably she's adding on to the fact that women are like so underpaid as women's sports, and it's crazy because internationally it's like, women's soccer. Like that, like men not even making the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? Not like the men's soccer, the U.S. men, and then are not even qualifying to be in it. You know what I'm saying? They're having so much problems. And now you got on the other side, women actually winning. I think they won back to back.
You know what else they're saying that about?
What?
The rap game.
Oh, what? Yeah. As far as
women in the rap, they doing it.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
you got Cardi, you got Sweetie, you got Trina coming back. Yeah.
Sweetie, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sweetie. Yeah.
Shout out to Sweetie.
Yeah. Swahili. I think it's I forget how to always say it wrong because it's not exactly.
It's not Sweetie.
It's not.
But she looks like a Sweetie.
Yeah, she is. But it's like an A in there. All right, let me try to find. What mic is your number? Do it.
Make the Stallion.
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion.
H-Town represent.
All right, hold on 1 second.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, so Megan Thee Stallion, she I just started following her after the BET Awards. So Detroit is in the building. Hold on, let me see if I can give you some head claps.
Oh, it's cool. You ain't even gotta worry about it, champ.
Yeah, hold on. Detroit's in the building, y'all. Shout out to the homie Detroit. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And
oh, he got a deep voice.
Yeah, he's instantly, huh? But yeah, so we just chopping it up. Now, we freestyling. We just catching up to what's going on in the world in 2019. So what you got? Where you just come from? Why you so late, man?
Well, it was my lovely girlfriend's birthday party.
Birthday.
And
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So we were celebrating, and that Bid Wiz ran a little late.
Oh, Bid Wiz, did you win? Did you lose?
We won. We tied. I'm not sure.
It don't sound like you won, bro.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Spades we won, bones we won. That I'm definitive in. But nonetheless, I know you don't know sports, but shout out to my Clippers, right?
You a Clipper fan all of a sudden?
What you mean all of a sudden? It's on my keychain.
This guy.
It's on my keychain.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's like, you know me, bro.
Been there.
I never heard this guy say anything about the Clippers.
It's been there for weeks.
For weeks?
Huh?
What is that?
He's like, I have a Clippers sticker on my back on my laptop, man. How do you not know?
Look,
I mean, that hasn't been there for weeks, but me and you've been going at it for weeks about it.
Oh no.
Ever since,
look,
remember I told y'all like you the only one I really not the only one, but
as far as
it's-
being in the Bay, yeah.
it's few of y'all I really respect.
Hey, well, y'all about to, I hope y'all got room on the bandwagon because everybody in LA about to switch over. We were chopping up about sports.
Oh,
but
really?
Y'all
That
two
part.
got to meet, you know what I'm saying? It's my man, Detroit. He's
Nice.
Angie, how are you?
Evangelin, nice to meet you.
Evangelin.
It's okay. My grandpa calls me Angie. So.
Oh,
really?
okay.
Shout out, you
Evangelin.
see, you tapped into something right there. But yeah, so this our guy. He's sometimes usually on this side of things on the board, but now I gotta have the whole. You see, I was struggling in the beginning.
We're changing it up, man.
Sharpening the skills.
Changing
That's
the
right.
narrative.
The homie holding it down.
Up.
That's all that
He
matters.
send you
Yeah,
up.
like
So,
me.
In a minute, he won't need me. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like,
forget that.
stay where you at.
He send you up to elevate, man.
That's all it is.
Get you some good friends
But
like that.
I heard we was talking about infidelity.
We were.
Oh, that's right.
As part, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I? So when I sent that out, I just skipped over that part. Hold on one second. Oh, you started off. You kick it off.
Infidelity.
Yeah. What was it? What was it?
Well, reading the synopsis is just kind of like, we've all been through it. We all been there. We've all done it. We've been on each side of the spectrum, whether we were cheating or being cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy because on the way here, driving here, I'm thinking about both sides of the spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how if I'm thinking about tension,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you think about tension, if something's too tight, it snaps,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Like Durant's Achilles.
Right. So
my trauma.
if I'm talking to you and I'm the uptight type of person and you cheating on me, I snap, and when I snap, my reaction is completely different, right? Now I might go crazy, but because I do go crazy, however that is, whether I yell, kick, scream, fight, whatever case it is, if you stay, it garners respect. You know where not to push me because I'll snap, right? That's tension. And then there's the us that's on the other side of the spectrum where we're very loose. If you're very loose, in football we call it bend don't break. So if you're the person that's very loose, where you bend and you don't break, granted, again, you never leave, but you take so much, right? So if I'm the person that's uptight, I take very little, I snap, my limits.
Yeah.
If I'm the person that's very loose, you get away with everything. You know what I'm saying? And I take so much until, you know what I'm saying, you probably are likely to decide to leave before I do.
Yeah.
Or you're just there because I get to do whatever, and I end up the one that's abused. Not because you did it on purpose or intentionally, but I bent so much where I never stood up. So I had no limits. So I'm just wondering, like, which one is, obviously that's probably a medium to everything.
Yeah. I'm a little bit, it's kind of like in my last situation. So there was several things that I caught on to, like, what is this?
Right.
Empty condom wrapper doing in your backpack. Oh, that's my friends.
Ooh.
That's not your friends, baby. Like, come on. I'm smarter than that.
His friend could have said.
I'm about to say it does happen.
On multiple occasions?
Multiple is different, but
So-
it
He needs
does
some
happen.
new friends.
Yeah. That part.
On multiple occasions? And I don't think so.
That dude was
So-
a prankster or something.
Oh, now you trying to stick
Nah,
up for
look, black men don't cheat.
We don't cheat.
Nah, black men don't
I've
cheat.
heard that, but
You heard of it?
I've heard that, but I was engaged, so it's a little bit different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you have.
So
it's
was I.
Several things
Go ahead.
that I feel like when you're in a relationship, a serious relationship with that, you try to work at it, but it just becomes, and maybe this is the bend don't break method that you're speaking of. Like after so many times, it's just like, okay, what am I doing?
Right.
Why am I doing this to myself?
Right.
So then what do? Do you stay and look for somebody else, or do you just leave in general? And
Now, question, just because of that perspective that you just gave, have you ever cheated on anybody?
Okay, so
What
So-
happened?
Yeah.
back to this. I mentally, even though we're physically separated, I mentally was not separated yet from this person.
Mm.
And even though he was already doing his own thing, I was still in a relationship I was not in anymore. And so when it came to that part, for me to, you know, be with somebody else or try to attempt to be with somebody else, I still felt bad because I hadn't like mentally let go yet.
Right.
You know? So what is that? Yes or no?
Okay. Outside of that situation, have you ever cheated on anybody?
I just break up with a hoe.
I know you would, but is that a yes or a no?
No, I would just break up with somebody and be with somebody else if that's what I wanted to do.
Which is great. Which is great. So
because I don't want somebody to do that to me. But I learned that ain't the way it works.
Right. So
that ain't the way it works.
To the point of how it was written about everybody has been the victim and the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, young, we hear never say never. And we hear a lot of cliches when we're young. We never really know how to apply them until we go through them. We see many things, person being rude in the store, you know what I'm saying? Somebody committing suicide, somebody going off over something little. But you never say never because you never know when you'll be in that said predicament.
Yeah, definitely.
So as it applies to infidelity, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a serial committed person. You know what I'm saying? So more times than not, I'm going to commit to you. Now, it may look different. You know what I'm saying? But more times than not, like however we structure our situation, I'm going to commit to that more times than not. But I too have cheated, right? But that's before it came to a situation where I was either put in a predicament and didn't know how I was to go about it, or made a bad decision and chose the wrong route. Either way it go, that's happened to me 3 times at most, but two for sure, maybe a third where I've just outright cheated. And then you realize, like, well, dang, I don't want to feel, to your point, I don't want that to happen to me because I know what this is like. Because even in most cases, while you doing it, you having this gut wrenching feeling like I shouldn't be doing it, but it's a guilty pleasure. And speaking of sports, I was watching Speak for Yourself, and he was talking about the devil. And he said the devil often comes in form. He said the first time you see the devil, he said he comes in. He's red and black with a he's red with a pitchfork. Any other time you see the devil, he comes in a fashion of witch. You need to see him. So whatever your temptation is, that's then how he presents himself. So if yours is tall, dark, and handsome, and you committed, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then the devil shows up like
joking.
that. You know what I'm saying? No, right.
I ain't got no type.
That's my type. I ain't got no type.
That's my type. That's my type.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he shows up as said example. So, but just give me your overall feelings toward infidelity and maybe stories or understanding or wisdom what you have about it that you would like to share.
Man,
what's the worst situation you've seen?
My last situation. Because now I'm cautious, and now I don't want to. I literally did a whole cautious thing about it. That's just how artistic I am. I did a whole cautious photo shoot. I'm so cautious now, and I'm almost afraid to want to open up to somebody because I don't want to go through that again. And I feel like if I don't put myself in a position for that, then I won't have to. So maybe the best thing is to just be by myself.
Right.
At least for now. You know? And it might change as I get older. And my mind and my thought process maybe I'm still healing. But at this point, I get a lot of people who are like, oh, I had somebody tell me, like, can I move? Let's move in together. I'm like, no. Heck no. No. I don't want to. I don't want to take that chance just because of the last situation.
What do you thought about therapy or trying to figure out? Because did you feel like you lowered
it was just a lot deeper. There was a lot more things. So it was a lot deeper than just that. It was a lot of different things that were going on. So in my head, I know not everybody's going to be like that because people are different, but that was one of the things, the whole infidelity thing, that was one of the things that kind of just made me, it was like, man, am I not good enough? Like,
Right.
I'm on the cover of magazines. Like, I'm a centerfold. Like, I have people who, like, love me and buy my products and, like, genuinely believe in me, and they come to shows to come and see me, and I, you know, think that I'm this, you know, in my head, I'm this amazing, I'm nice, I'm loyal, I'm a good woman, I have a degree, I'm a great caregiver to my children. Like, what am I doing that's not right, you know? And so to have all of these things, thinking that this is the type of stuff that a man would want, and then to have something like that go on and just be constantly told, you know, you're not this and you're not this and you're not this, it's just like, okay, well, damn,
Yeah.
like, maybe I'm not.
Well,
But-
speaking to what a man would want, or a person in a situation, the one thing I've learned over the course of years is an individual could want anything. I'm a man, he's a man.
Yeah.
My wants and needs could be far different than his wants and needs. They could very likely align,
Yeah.
but I can't sit here and talk to you. I could say the exact same words to you that I could say to her, and they would strike a different accord. They would move you and not touch her, or touch her and not phase you one bit.
Yeah.
So the idea that there's a situation, and this is where I'm saying, I think in general we go astray. The idea that there's one way to please a man, there's an ideal way to please. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you could say, like, oh, you know, niggas like sports. You know what I'm saying? But you lock me in a room with him and he'd be like, oh, he likes baseball, I like baseball. Like, it's cool, right? We could talk about that. But that don't mean I get along with him. That don't mean I could hang with him. That don't mean, like, it can go past that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and men or women are the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? You have estrogen, I have testosterone. On a primal instinct, I desire you. You know what I'm saying? At the minimum, right? But beyond that, if I have a standard, whatever that is, you need to navigate that as well. I need to navigate yours. So what you necessarily did in the past can help, can hurt, can hinder, or could have no ill effect. But it's no different than any new journey that we venture into. We have to learn and start all over. Like, you have things from the past that help you and help you understand what you do like and don't like. But until you know the person sitting in front of you, nothing takes precedent about what you knew.
I think that's what makes it, the whole infidelity thing, hurt so much from a woman's perspective, though, is because you take the time, you do the wait process, and you take the time to get to know somebody, and you think that you know them, and then a year or two goes on, and then it's just like it changes, and this person is somebody that they are not, or who they make themselves out to be. So then it's almost like a disappointment,
Right.
because it's like, wow, like, you're not who you were
Right.
a year ago. Like,
And is this like,
where's that guy at?
Right.
You know?
I'm saying, is this like an industry thing? Because I'm like, because
That's a person
I'm
thing.
saying, well, I'm
That's
saying
a-
because I feel like it's when you go into the industry, it changes the dynamics, right? I feel
Okay,
like-
so I'm glad that you asked that, and maybe other people will have different opinions on this too. So people and I've gotten advice from friends and family of mine, and they think that because you're in the industry, it's supposed to be acceptable, and it's, oh, well, what did you expect? Like, that's bound to happen. This is supposed to be what's going on anyways. Like, there's no way. But I feel like in that situation, in the whole industry thing, like, and I've seen it, I almost feel like it's you know how when people are addicted to drugs and they're like, they want to get high all the time and they want to do things all the time. I almost feel like that fan love and that being with somebody new all the time becomes an addiction. It becomes a desire to have that, like, wantful feeling. So when you're with somebody for such a long time and you get used to them and them being there, it becomes like complacent, like, okay, you're going to be here no matter what. So I'm going to do what I want.
So to a point, that's a person thing. Like that, you're in the industry. I'm not in the same industry as you're in, but I could have one job where nobody pays attention to me, and I come home to you every day because nobody pays attention to me, and my job is not an issue, right? Mm-hmm. I can move to another job, and everybody loves me there, right? Like, oh, God, new guy with dreads. I love him. New black guy, whatever the case it is. And I can have, now my options are plentiful, and I can put you through the same situation and not still be in the industry.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's an industry thing. To answer your question, I don't think it's an industry thing at all, because there's people that are not, and they go through the same things. I have a friend of mine, she's married, and it happens.
Now, I will say this.
It happens a lot.
In the industry, to what I think Chris Rock said it, you are, for some people, you're only as good as your options, right? So to that point, if I'm a regular Joe Blow and my options are one person interested in me every 3 months, you know what I'm saying? A easy woman interested in me every 4 to 5 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different, right? Then you only got to deal with the problem often,
and that's the thing,
and it's easier.
With the options, and that's what I mean by the industry, because it's like, you got, part of the reason that you might get into entertainment is because you want to be,
you want to have all the baddies?
you know, the groupies are part, they're not just, the groupies,
they come with the
you,
territory.
Yeah, adoring you and all that stuff is a part of, like, fan love. Fan love is fan love. Obviously, the sex. That's what I'm saying.
But you don't know that until you decide to get involved.
What I'm saying is you go outside, you get that. These all are giving all these different endorphins to your brain and to your ego and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you got these. All right, so one level is like, oh shit, people are liking my stuff on Instagram. Oh shit, people are coming to my shows. Oh, it's lit. Like, people want to hang out with me. Oh, it's snap. Like, people want to hook up with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's different egos, different endorphins, different things that are going through you. And so I just think that in addition to, like you said, the faithful as options, because it's like, there's things that are, there's maturity levels, and there's also like what people have, like where people are in their lives or where people are in their journeys. And then some people, I feel like there is a existence of somebody really wanting to have this stability in this life. Like, you got a family, wife and kids kind of scenario, but then you also could want to be a rock star too. You get what I'm saying? And so, and then the thing is, at the end, when you're a rock star, you still got a home life. You got tour life, cold of the road. you got the home life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, you do probably want both of those to exist, but sometimes you like damn near you have to give up one to,
unless you get with somebody who's in it and they're able to do it with you, then that's.
And that's if
kind of
everything,
and
that's if everything still matches up, because then you still got to think about.
And I thought that would work in my situation. I thought that would work,
because
meaning do it with you, like you're on the road.
I'm in the industry, they're in the industry.
Yeah.
But again, it's about when you think about DNA, it's what makes you up, right?
Yes.
And then when you think about your culture and surroundings, it's also what makes you up. So imagine him just he's in the industry, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the industry, right? He starts getting all this fame and fortune, right? Or let's say he grew up in the industry, so he became a young child star, right? But he has to navigate it on his own, because he's still a young child star. Granted, he grew up, but it is what it is. He's getting fame and fortune. He's going to deal with it how he sees best. You get with him, he does you wrong, he's still doing what he sees best. No ill intention, but he doesn't know the pitfalls and roads because he has to navigate it on his own.
Yes.
Now, what if he's Jaden Smith or Willow Smith, with the difference of their parents were stars, and they can tell them, hey, this is going to go exactly like this. Watch out for this. So now they're more of a complete person, and it doesn't faze them because they get to see what happens and what's coming ahead of time, and he doesn't have to navigate it on his own because he knows, and he has a parent or somebody to say, hey, she's a good one. Even though she's in the industry, she's not about this. And so, as before, he may have questioned you, because even if I'm in the industry and you're in the industry, right, and we both are navigating this thing on, and we know the perception, and I'm away from you, I could be like, I know what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna tell me, but I know what she's doing.
Because
So
that's the thing too. I'm like,
so I'm gonna go do it.
Yes.
You got a lot of like you're on this journey of doing music and things.
Yes.
So it's like it's gonna be an interesting thing to
I've
find.
seen it. I mean, even with the modeling, because I mean that's what I've kind of known for and stuff. Even with doing that, like I have guys that are fans who try to come at me all the time. I have people that I do business with that try to come at me all the time. And you just, like, for me as a woman, I have to have the kind of willpower to just be like, okay, look, this is what this is. And, you have to have a boundary for yourself. So I figure if I can do it and I can have the willpower, then why can't you?
But here's the trip. There's women that are not in the industry that exert or have to go through the same discrepancy or willpower that you have to do. Why? Because they're a woman.
Uh-huh.
So I'm saying you can walk out here, you can walk outside on the street, right? And nobody know who you are. And you're going to get suitors because
definitely.
You're a woman.
Yes,
then you're going to walk on the set. You're going to walk on the set and then be amplified as a prettier woman in the industry that now is exposed.
Yes.
And then people are going to approach you because of your talent, in addition, and now also because you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? To me, the only thing that changes is the addition to which we know about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so every woman is going to get approached by any man because she's a woman. The difference between you is now we know more about you to fall for you in addition to you being a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Blow, like we don't know nothing about, but she's a girl, so we want that. You know what I'm saying? But now we want you, but dang, you know what I'm saying? Like now we know so much more. She can act, she can talk, you know what I'm saying? She can dance, she can sing. She has this take on this because we saw her read it in an interview. It's even with the show, right? Somebody can call in, be listening to me or Charles, right? And if they've listened to us long enough and we don't know who they are, they know exactly how we think.
An idea how you think.
You know what I'm saying?
And where your mind's at.
Right. And they can be attracted to it.
Yes.
Now, the primal situation is that we're a guy. They want a guy. They're looking for a guy. But they know what we think and how we think on certain situations. And we don't have, and they could be for us, right? But we won't know it because we just going to treat them like somebody else because they probably know ourselves if we know that about them. And so I think where it's hard for you, and I was having this conversation with a friend and we was talking about, excuse my friends, but we were talking about quote unquote hoes winning, right? Whatever that is said to be.
No,
right?
hoes is winning, man.
Right, but we talking about, because she was like, she's like, all the girls that I know that were hoes are married.
And all the girls that are hoeing, doing a whole lot of hoe activities are in a lot better positions than me because I work hard and I work on the freaking. I'm dead serious, man. I feel like sometimes I'm like, man, if I was a hoe, like a ho and I just went around and did everything,
but let me ask you a question
I would
to
have
that.
way more followers. I would have way more money.
Why do you think?
I don't think you'd be happy.
Yeah, why do you?
You couldn't live with yourself.
Why do you think? Quote unquote.
He said, bruh.
Why do you think quote unquote hoes get married sooner than later than other women if men don't make sex everything as it pertains to you or other independent?
You wrong for that. You're so wrong for that. Look, I'm not.
That could be a reason to not get married.
No,
I don't want nobody.
I'm not scared.
If you scared of the dick, I don't want to marry you
bone
either.
Crusher. I ain't never scared.
All right, I feel you.
Hold up
Bone
now.
Crusher.
Gotta get that cue
I
in there,
ain't
too.
never scared. I ain't never scared. You don't know who Bone Crusher?
No. I told him to get the cue in there. Yeah, we know who it is.
Oh, okay. I'm
That's
like,
lit. No, I'm saying it's literally you're literally a bone, like literally.
Yeah, that part.
that part.
In more than one way.
Hey.
But go ahead. But
That's all what I did there.
Yes, I did.
Double
I did.
entendre.
You see how guys are? This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, it's a smart man over there. But go ahead, answer it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Why do you
so,
think hoes get married more than those that have standards, quote unquote?
First of all, the sex, right? I mean, they're obviously doing something right to get that, and they're probably more willing to put up with all the BS because at the end of the day, I got friends, like I said, that are married. And guess what? Their husband don't know that when he's over there going MIA, she's over here with his friend.
Right. Oh, so you making her? Oh, so you calling her though? Got it.
I mean, she she knows what she does.
Right.
You know? She
Right.
knows what she does.
Right.
You asked me a question.
No.
I'm going to give you an example.
But right.
So, yeah.
But why do you think men are more apt to marry? Because here's my idea. You know
So
what I'm
they
saying,
say.
about
So
this
let me run it back.
Go
So
ahead.
they feel like. So you're saying she knows he's
In
creeping.
this situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
in this situation,
She knows he's creeping.
like, how does she know though?
Because everything that's done in the dark comes to light.
And so she's creeping too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take that as a
Right.
canceling situation, right? So let's say that cancels out each other. Okay, so he's cheating. So right. So he's cheating, right?
In my head, it doesn't
She-
cancel out.
no, but-
I feel bad.
No, but
And
hold
it
on.
ain't even my relationship.
But hold on, because they doing the same thing, right?
Okay.
'Cause I want you to answer the question. I'm trying to get to a deeper situation.
Okay.
He's cheating. She knows it. She's cheating. He may or may not know it, but she's doing the same thing to cancel out said situation.
Okay.
Right? You have standards?
I leave.
No, but do you? Yes or no?
I'm
You have
like,
standards.
I don't cheat. I leave.
But I'm saying, so you have. I mean, you have standards.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm asking you another question. You already called yourself a bone crusher. Do you think you take care of your business in the bedroom?
I know.
All right. So now we're gonna put you on the same plateau as a hoe.
I
right?
mean, I was
So-
engaged.
Right. So you as good, if not better, than any other hoe out there doing it in the bedroom. Correct.
I find the
Where
one.
you going?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Keep
so
going.
if we cancel out the sex
Okay.
or the hoism,
The hoism.
right, in the
erased.
bedroom behind closed doors,
All right.
why are these quote unquote hoes getting married before the successful independent woman?
Because they're playing their role. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what's the role though. What's
Okay, so I have another friend, completely different friend. He has, been engaged before, and he is like, his perception on it is know your role. If you want something and this is what you want, then basically you're gonna let me do what I want. You're gonna be taken care of, and I'm gonna do whatever I want. But But you're gonna be straight.
So keep in mind, both of these people
I
are
ain't with
cheating.
that.
So keep in mind, both of these people are cheating. This is not you, but
Oh,
both of
yeah, no,
this-
I
no,
mean-
but she's saying
No,
another
I-
scenario.
This is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole different other scenario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this is a
mixing
whole
in.
other different thing.
So I actually think you're very right on to a certain extent,
Okay.
but then far off. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're the man, so I'm gonna let you tell it.
So, well, because again, he could have a different point of view, but he's married, so he could tell you more better than I.
Okay.
Better than I could. But for me, so
Uh-huh.
I'll speak for me and what I know to be around me.
Mm-hmm.
First off, we all know it's a numbers game, right? That's at the minimum,
Okay.
right? So because hoes are easier to approach, quote unquote. These are quote unquote hoes
All right.
by y'all, not that. Hoes are easier to approach,
By us.
right?
My people.
Right. And
Women.
and the likelihood that most men know their past.
Mm-hmm.
Bare minimum, they know what they're getting.
That's not
Right.
true.
Bare,
They think they know.
no.
I feel like, to me, well, I'll just say, like, people, once you get through a whole phase, I don't, people say that you got to get through a whole phase,
Right.
And then so,
Once a hoe, always a hoe.
nah,
No.
you get,
I'm playing.
you get,
I'm playing.
we all
No,
had
but
a
look,
whole
I'm
phase.
just playing.
even if that's
I'm
true,
only playing.
but look, even if that's true, once a hoe, always a hoe, then you could just be. There's a difference between
be a hoe for one person.
Yeah. There's a difference
Thank
between
you.
there's a difference between being
Yeah.
everybody's hoe and just being
My
my
hoe.
hoe.
Yeah.
Right. So
Be
once
my
a hoe,
hoe.
once a hoe, always a hoe could be very true.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just become my hoe and you find a role that fits me, it's cool. And guess what? I know your past and your history, so I know the get down. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you want to pretend to be something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
act like this ain't been in your past, this ain't in your future. You don't care about
People,
none of this.
people be walking up
Yeah.
to you, hey, what
Yeah.
up? And then
Yeah.
you like,
Who's that?
yeah. So
That's my friend.
So I'm gonna get, we all got a past, and one thing that's beautiful about me and my wife is we just tell each other
Just-
what it is, and
bingo.
then so that helps.
Like,
then
straight up.
just be like, this is. So we went to an event, and somebody was gonna be there that I used to talk to. So I was just like, hey, look, this situation, you might say it whatever. So now we got the game.
It's
like ready break. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it should be.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no awkwardness. It's just like, okay, you know.
But truth is, who's more widely known as the hoe? Men. You get what I'm saying? That's the stereotype.
But
that
when a man is a hoe, he's a player. He's a pimp. He's this. He's this.
But who classifies us as that?
Yeah.
Who respects us as that? Y'all. Because if a man was with plenty of women, he had plenty of girls, and he told you, right? And he gave you the decision to make. You make the decision now. Depending on when you wanted to come back or come back, no matter if you came back, you get to say, at least I did it on my terms, and you cool. And the fact that so many other women want him turned you on, and especially if he chose you. That's worldwide. We know that. Don't nobody want nobody else saying no more. But y'all play.
I've seen that a million times.
Y'all play it y'all play it to a degree higher than men could ever actually play that card.
Sadly but true, I would have to agree with the fact that there's an element of ego on both sides. You know what I'm saying? When I was talking about the ego and the male side of being like the chooser of the person, and it's also the ego that hits the person that's being chose. And then it's like this endorphins, this whole experience of like, oh my God, like he could have this and that person or whatever, and then he's choosing me. So now I feel elevated to a certain extent, and that's what I'm saying as far as the industry side of things. That's what I'm saying as far as. So there's things that. So let me ask you this: like, there's things that in your last situation, was he like a celebrity, basically, right? Or was I'm just
off the record?
So I'm saying off the. So I'm saying meaning like, is there things that you probably
already knew?
There's things that you would take from the situation because it was what it was. Then. A normal guy, maybe a celebrity could get away with things that you probably would normally just be like, hell nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm still on, like, you're a human being.
Okay.
You don't, I'm on, and maybe
but I'm saying that happens.
Maybe that's why I was quote unquote wrong, because in my eyes, I'm like, we're all human beings. I'm no better than you just because I have this going on for me. Like, just because I have,
whatever
house,
the case may be.
anything, materials. That don't make me better than you. So it's the same thing for a person in the industry, for me, because that's just my perception on it.
So the first rule in relationships in life is, my grandma and my best friend always told me, is know thyself, right? And I think a lot of times we get in situations and because of a circumstantial situation, we don't really know thyself, and we pair ourselves with other people because of the said ego that he's talking about, right? So if you know you are a person with morals, rule, a higher ground about how you want to go about things, and a person is exuding certain actions, right? But then that person who's attractive, then all of a sudden chooses you, then you're like, okay, well, I can be the one to slow this down, or maybe he'll like
tame the lion.
For me, it was actions. So it's like, okay, I see you from a distance. I know what you got going on. I know what you're doing. I know you have groupies. I know you have fans. I see all that. Other people see that too. Cool. But when you come to me and you're doing all these things, you're literally hours coming to me because I'm in another city away, and you're pursuing me, and you're just constantly trying to prove that you want a family. You are that man. When something like infidelity happens, I'm like, what did you do all that for?
So let me ask you a question. Does wanting
it don't seem real to me.
Hold on.
I think, can I just say,
go ahead.
It's just from my personal perspective, is I think people want things, but they just don't know how to have it. You know what I'm saying?
That's like probably the second time I've heard that.
I mean,
it's true.
Yeah, I just think that personally, like, sometimes, like, for me, I had really good examples of like how to not do stuff and how to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I have both sides of it.
Good or bad.
You know what I'm saying? I have both. Yeah, I had definitely a lot of bad examples. Then I had a few really dope examples, and so I personally think that wasn't fake. You know, driving hours away, saying things. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's.
That was my high. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't think it's true. I mean, I drove me and my wife. It's funny because now when we was dating or courting, like I would drive to Canoga Park from like Inglewood, and it was like. And that's like a far ass drive. That's a far.
If you
but
don't
you know what I'm
understand
saying? That's funny though because to me, I really didn't feel. It didn't feel far. It just like because you just
because
you know
of that
because you just
the
drive
high
it.
and the
Yeah, you like all right,
I'm going
cool.
to see my girl.
Yeah,
but that don't mean that pitfalls one aren't awaiting. You know what I'm saying? And two, a lot of those things aren't mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? What I want from you has nothing to do with what I might be into. Not necessarily just what I might be into.
So sometimes, like say for instance, you got a whole. All right, say you cooking dinner, and I stop by the 7-Eleven and pick up some hot Cheetos. Does that make me, what? Like I just like some hot Cheetos right then. You know what I'm saying?
So
but I still want
a small appetite when you got a whole meal at home. I can't with you.
But all right, I'm just saying. Sometimes you might.
But it happens.
You get what I'm saying?
Those hot Cheetos good for you though.
I'm saying, all right, no. Let's say I was getting some gas and I got some hot Cheetos, and yeah, the hot Cheetos are horrible. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, that doesn't mean I didn't really want the meal.
You're wrong for that.
But look,
I know what you're getting at.
It's beyond true though. Like a lot of men take things
men's perspective.
Men take it for what it is, right? Men, I like, oh crap, I see her, I want her, I gotta go get her, right?
Yes.
That's not going to distract me from whatever the heck my life is into or what I'm into. Like you said, well, I still like hot Cheetos, but this is a home cooked meal. I can't pass that up. You know what I'm saying? What women do, conversely, is, oh, you like hot Cheetos, but he's cooking a home cooked meal. Well, that means you don't like hot Cheetos no more because he's giving you, which is a lie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the macro perspective, they take what's done and make it mean what they want it to mean, as opposed to letting what he says to you and everything that he embodies actually mean all of that. Again, women talk about being chosen, right? You got to be chosen. You got to be chosen. Well, men will do men things, and a woman will take that as, oh, he's going to choose me. When a lot of the things are just natural men things. Like, I'm not going to make you my wife because you cook and clean for me and give me sex. That's what women do. Most women cook, most women clean and are clean, and because of the nature of having a vagina and wanting penis, they give me sex. So if it's the best sex of my life, does that mean you want to wife me or make me your husband? No. Right? But what'll happen is you will like me or you will like him, and he'll reciprocate that he likes you, and because you like him, everything that he does for you and or to you means more than what it actually is. So then when he doesn't reciprocate, or when he goes and does the remainder of his man things, it's like, well, how could you? And you did this. Well, yeah, I did this, but I'm no different than the last person that did this that you didn't like. I'm no person than the last person that did this that you turned down. Like, you just happen to let me in, but that don't mean that I was choosing you in that facet. This is just where we were. It doesn't mean more than actually what it means until it does. Case in point, doesn't matter how long I'm with that woman. Am I married or am I single?
Single, right?
Right. Until, so I can't check married on my taxes until I actually marry the woman.
Yes.
And it becomes legal. Right? So everything up until this point says love, is love, can be love, but I'm never married until I choose her as my wife. So she should. So she
actually, shout out to Pimp C. I actually walked down the aisle when I went down the aisle with my parents. I played that song. So yeah,
it's a dope song.
Yeah.
Shout out Pimp C. And shout out Pimp C Jr. Chad. I actually did a track with him.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm vaulting that for now.
You said what?
I'm vaulting it.
So it's a secret.
I'm vaulting that for now.
She's throwing it away. She's locking away for now.
Yeah, it's just something I have.
Yeah,
because it's special to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Swisher House. Well, not Swisher House, but what's they trail? what's the name? The Trill Fam.
You talking about UGK?
Yeah, UGK. Sorry, I'm messing it up, but yeah, I just love the Trill Fam. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, switching out.
I'm from Texas where it's all normal, so I'm just kind of like, where you at right now?
I know. No, look, I know. Look, shout out. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, what's saying? You know, lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. All that, you know what I'm saying?
Kiki.
Yeah,
Shout out
to
Kiki.
Yeah, shout out to all
Shout out
that.
Lil Kiki, Pawa, Slim Thug, Mike Jones. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Slim Thug. So back to what he was talking about though, and maybe it's just the native in me. Like, I get what you're saying about the paper. Like, okay, you're my wife because we signed this paper. But, and maybe this is just my energy, I just feel like when you got this bond with somebody and you connect with someone and you're driving down the road and you see signs of things together and you're like, oh, did you just see that? And you have this, like, it's like a fire that you have with each other that you can't find nowhere else. We're not talking about cooking and cleaning and great sex and all of this. Like, minus that. When it's just you
you're
two.
right. No, you're right.
That's the type of thing that's like.
But you could be my Bonnie and that could be my wife. You dig? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, no.
I didn't understand.
No.
I was kind of confused.
No, that's
Here's
not
what I'm
okay.
saying.
That is not okay.
No. What I'm saying is, there's a difference between Bonnie and having a wife. You can
Okay.
you could have a wife that is far from being your Bonnie, right? Bonnie would have done anything for Clyde, right? She'd have died. She'd have went to jail for Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bond you're talking about. They didn't have to be married for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As we hear about the song in with
Jay-Z
and Beyonce.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need no ring. You know what I'm saying? I got a tattoo on my finger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like that whole situation was about being imperfect, perfectly together. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So we never actually perfectly perfect being together or getting married, but there's nothing stronger than this. Wow. I could make you my wife. You know what I'm saying? And it be official, and it mean way less than this. My whole point is there's people who are not Bonnie.
Yes.
That-
And they're still married.
They're not Bonnie, and they want to be married and try to make it as such.
If it's not that,
And
I
make-
don't want it though.
But that's my point. So they try to make it being more than what it is. And there's
Yeah.
some people that are perfectly good with, you know what? To your point,
yeah.
like it don't get no stronger than me in this, and I don't need no courts or nothing to tell me, because regardless of what that is,
Yes. What I feel
it's
for
me,
somebody.
it's me and you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Regardless. But it was really just going back to the point of making things more than what it is because behind actions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's when I know for a fact that for the women that I talk to and consult that don't understand some of the infidelity parts, is like you never had him in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like Kelly Rowland has a song and the lyric is that I had you like she never had you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women never actually have a guy the way they think that they should, but because of what they did. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times a woman be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that for him, I'm gonna do this, and they be like, oh, it mean the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay his rent, I'm gonna buy this for him, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be there whenever he, you know what I'm saying? And it may actually never pertain to what he actually needs
Paula
to
Deanna
feel
has
that.
a song called "Doing Too Much," and when you got to do all of that, and you're not getting nothing back in return.
Well, it's not about not getting nothing back in return. It's about not getting back what you need in return.
Yeah.
Because I could do a whole bunch.
And equal.
Yeah, no, I could do a whole bunch for you, and you could only need a little back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And vice versa.
It's that time of the night. So Detroit, got some final words for the people.
You know, just as it pertains to infidelity, you gotta have.
You ain't got a poem, man? Look, he usually do a poem wrap up.
Dope. I like poetry too.
Jesus.
I know you did a poem at the end of your song, right? Wait. Felt like a poem. It felt like
Was it
was
a
a bar.
poem?
It was a bars, but then I felt like it was a poem.
It was a poem.
It was like a poem.
I wrote the poem. That was the one part of the song that I did right.
Yeah.
I wrote the poem. I write poems. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, freestyle.
So.
I'm not a freestyle king, man.
As it pertains to infidelity, it can be incredibly sesame. Meaning it could be elementary and rudimentary to who you are as a person if you just follow the documentary of your actions. Play the part and be who you are. Understand that your history can dictate where you go and how far. There's a difference between who you are from me to you. I'll ride. But just because I ride don't mean you're my Bonnie and I'm your Clyde. Although, conversely, we can get to the nitty-gritty and down to the necessity of who you and I are. At the depths of who you are, me and you, we could be on par. But that don't mean it's a hole in one. It just means we're on track to get there one day. Is this for real? Is this for fake? Is this how we play? Is this on a day-to-day based on what we say? Or is it really who I am? Am I playing you? Or is this a part of my master plan? At the end of the day, I got to follow you and lead with my actions. That's exactly what the verb is. Mm-hmm. Love is what it is. It's actually not a quiz. So if you got to ask, then you already know. And if you got to ask, then you might as well go.
Oh.
Okay.
Bars. What you got? Excuse me, what you got going on? What's coming?
I want to say something so bad, and it's just because it's something that I wrote from the bottom of my heart.
Give it to us.
When I was at a low, but I can't do that because I'm saving it for a song. That's the next single that's coming out, and you gotta wait.
Oh man!
Well,
come on, that was a great time for you to just.
You can give us an impromptu.
Yeah,
or
nobody listens to this show.
They will after today, and they will definitely have the views on this too. So.
You can't give us a little innuendo, couple bars.
If I would have brought my journal with you, I would have shared my brain completely. But the song and the visual for it's called By Myself. That'll be the next.
Sorry, it was an ambulance going through outside.
It's a warning telling you it's coming, man.
Yeah, alert.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What's the name of the song?
It's called By Myself.
By Myself.
Yes.
All right, and it's
so it tells a story. Basically, it tells the story about a woman dealing with infidelity and dealing with a man, and it's a lot of emotion for me. So. And the visual is going to be dope. So I'm really excited. That's the next single that's coming before the whole EP release.
Oh, and when is this? What's the time?
I'm towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how's that been going? It's
been great.
Yeah.
It's like, man, God is just having my back because it ain't cheap.
Yeah, putting out music, videos, and working and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I have, real estate, and I have kids, and I go to school, and it's a lot going on.
Oh, we got to talk about some real estate. What's the word? What's going on in?
I don't live in LA, so
no, I know. I'm saying, I'm talking about out there. What's the market like?
Don't move to Houston because we're full.
Really?
No, people always say that all the time because traffic is like so bad.
Yeah. You be going all through the tolls and everything. Yeah. Every time you leave the house, you go through 3 tolls.
Over here. They're doing all this construction over here, like.
So what? Like, is it? Where's the spot to buy? Where's a spot that you like? Somebody should get something right now.
In what city?
In like Texas.
There's so many different cities.
All right, so Austin.
It just depends where you want.
I like
type of lifestyle.
I like Austin. I like Houston.
Man, it's hard.
So like, what about flipping? Is that like a spot? Where is Houston like Is it getting like what do you call that? Like gentrified? Is there a spot that's getting real built
there's
up?
There's a lot of places that are being reconstructed because of Harvey. Still, shout out to the Harvey victims. Yeah. We went to go and feed them. In actually there and in Rockport where the storm hit. So I know a lot of people are still rebuilding because of that. I would say Austin would probably be more your vibe just on account of getting to know you. And
yeah, I've been out to Austin. I like that.
I think that would be
South
more your vibe.
Could Airbnb my crib or South by or something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Come back home whenever you want.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, give out your Instagrams and stuff.
Okay, you can follow me at Avangelin Marie if you don't already, and shout out to
Love Amplified.
The good news.
The good news on the Good News
the good
Radio.
News Radio and podcast, man. And we are on the Love Amplified show today. And I'm glad that I got to hang out with you guys because I feel like I needed this conversation. It's just like, it's been enlightening.
We needed you.
You're a very wise person.
Thank
and
you.
Wait, What about me? No, no,
Can I get to you?
no.
He always do that.
Can I get to you?
I'll be swinging the
giving you
Charles.
a compliment,
I'll be
I'm trying
coming
to
right
work my way.
Man, I told you. You always do that. I'll be like, dude, you was the next thing out of my mouth.
I literally
No,
was like,
I know. Look, I look at him. I'll be like, wait a second.
Thank
You know my ego.
the amigos, man. The amigos will get you.
No, bro.
Thank you for the great vibes and the good energy and for reaching out to me and having me a part of the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
All good.
All day.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. And I forget where our drops are to end the show for the Love Amplified show. So I gotta do the love sessions though.
Cause I'm really from out and out. Cause I'm really from out and out. Cause I'm really from out and out. Cause I'm really from out and out.
Shout out LA, the whole West Coast. I'm talking about the Bay to LA.
You really want to stop broadcasting?